credits, especially in Hollywood, don't even make it that long. But there was something about the union between Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley that had most people counting the days from the start. Lisa Marie has now filed for divorce, and Jackson has reportedly been taken by surprise. But what now? What's at stake? And who's got the upper hand?
Just think, nobody thought this would last.
And just think, they were right. That may have been the most famous smooch since Rhett kissed Scarlett. But remember, in the end, Rhett frankly didn't give a damn.
Remember when we fell in love.
Michael Jackson is probably the biggest American music star since, well, since Elvis.
Oh, don't you mess around with me.
So it was oddly appropriate when he tied the knot with Lisa Marie in May of 1994. Still, from the start, people were skeptical when the king of pop married the daughter of the king of rock. Very skeptical.
I will wait for their child to be born, and then I want to see that that baby looks like Michael Jackson used to look.
One of the more unusual marriages of the late 20th century is apparently coming to an end.
Liz says that Lisa Marie has been slipping around over there in that cheating side of town scene.
Could this be a PR thing?
Oh, he was getting weirder all the time.
So what happened?
Anybody who's surprised by this must live on another planet.
Maureen Orth certainly wasn't surprised. She's written 2 long features in Vanity Fair magazine on Michael Jackson and is somewhat of an expert on the subject. To Orth, it was all a sham, a marriage made in Hollywood, not heaven.
I think the best line I heard on the marriage was by Cindy Adams, the gossip columnist, who said, "I bet my pearls he gets pregnant before she does."
Lisa Marie is believed to be worth $100 million, Jackson $150 million. And when there's that much money involved, lawyers can't be far away.
You know, it had to happen because this was a marriage meant for divorce, or made for divorce is a better word.
Made for divorce?
Well, sure, because it was a business deal of sorts. Everybody had something to offer.
Many believe Jackson offered Lisa Marie worldwide fame and perhaps a chance to boost her recording career. And from Lisa Marie, Jackson stood to gain a more macho image and respectability.
We must decline prosecution involving Mr. Jackson.
Although he was not prosecuted, Jackson had been accused of molesting a 13-year-old boy. Jackson denied the charges, and he and the boy's family reached a multi-million-dollar out-of-court settlement, but not before Jackson had to undergo an embarrassingly detailed physical examination.
It was the most humiliating ordeal of my life.
That was 1993, and since then, Jackson's life has spun out of control.
He's had a terrible year. His record album went nowhere. His sister just got a much bigger recording contract than he did. His health has been bad. His career is really in a shambles.
Last month, Jackson collapsed while rehearsing for a television special in New York. He was rushed to the hospital where it was determined he was dehydrated and had dangerously low blood pressure. And Jackson's heavily promoted CD, History, which debuted at #1 last June, fell from the top spot in just 2 weeks. That's a far cry from the early 80s when Jackson made a different kind of history with Thriller. That album sold more than 40 million copies, making it the biggest seller ever.
For those diehard romantics who want to believe maybe they really were in love, maybe they did find some connection, is that at all possible, you think?
I don't think it was necessarily cynical. I think that there was some, perhaps you could imagine some kind of giggly connection that they made and felt a kinship because they are isolated by fame and wealth and you know, it's lonely at the top. I think that they thought, you know, what the heck, let's give the world a jolt, you know, in doing this. And then things got out of hand.